All right. If you're sitting there with a packet of seeds in your hand, wondering, where on earth to even start this year, this one's for you. Quick bit of news first. I'll get to the good stuff. We are back, properly back, after a quiet stretch. I'm Connor. I do the editing around here, and I'll be popping up in front of the camera now and then. More on that another time. For today, let's talk about what I would actually put in the ground first if I were starting my season this morning. Because here's the mistake I see a lot of people make. I made it myself for the longest time. They wait. They wait for the perfect warm day for the soil to be exactly right, for everything to line up just so. By the time it finally does, they've lost weeks they could have been growing in. The truth is, there's plenty you can still get going while it's still cool out. Again, the head start makes the whole season feel less like a panic later on. So here's where I'd start. First thing in, peas. Peas don't want it warm. Peas are perfectly happy when it's still cool and a little miserable out there. If your ground isn't frozen solid and you can actually work it, you can probably get past the cold and just get the peas in earlier than you'd think. They'll sprout away while everyone else is still standing around waiting for summer. Just get a bit of support in for them early, because they grow faster than you expect. Then they flop all over the place if you're not ready for them. Next, lettuce and all the leafy stuff. Spinach, lettuce, arugula, that whole crew. They actually prefer the cool weather. They'll turn bitter the moment it gets hot, so the early part of the season is really their moment to shine. And the lovely part is they're fast. You're not waiting, 3 long months for a payoff. You'll be cutting leaves for salads in a few weeks. Here's a little trick. So a small amount every couple of weeks instead of the whole packet at once. That way you'll get a steady supply instead of everything coming in ready, on the same day and then nothing for the rest of the season. Third one, and this is for the folks who always forget, onions. If you can get sets in, they're slow, they're patient, they don't mind the cold one bit. And getting them established early gives them the long runway for growing all year. You pop them in now and basically forget about them, and they pay you back later. And if you just want something for the sheer satisfaction of it, throw in a row of radishes. They're almost embarrassingly fast. You'll see them, poking up in a matter of days. You can be pulling them in 3 or 4 weeks. They're a wonderful one to get their grandkids involved with too, because nobody, young or old, has the patience, to wait 3 months for the first taste of something that they actually grew themselves. Hopefully the grandkids like the taste of radishes too. A quick win early on does wonders for keeping you motivated through the slower stuff. Now, what I would not do is rush your tomatoes and your peppers outside. It might be tempting. They're exciting. They're the ones we're all really growing for. But they want warmth, real warmth. And if you put them out too early, they're just sit there sulking in the cold, not growing an inch. Maybe even getting popped by a late frost. Start those ones off inside or just hold off on a while. Their time comes later, and they're going to be far better for the wait. Honestly, that's the whole idea. You mash the plant to the weather that it actually likes. Don't just start off and just plant things willy-nilly. Get the cold weather stuff going when it's still cold. And stop waiting around for perfect because perfect isn't coming. A decent day, and some workable soil is plenty to be getting on with. All right. All right, it's good to be back. Now, go put something in the ground.